And good morning to the good energy people. Welcome back. Episode 2 of Men Break Differently. Yeah. Today we're diving into the other side. Yeah, the other side of that story. The side most people don't see, the ways men break that they don't talk about. Yeah, normally they don't talk about it. Most people can't see it. See, the side most people don't see, the ways men break, that they don't talk about it. They keep it quiet. They hide it under strength. You know what I mean? They hide behind jokes. They hide behind silence. They hide behind famous lines like, nah, I'm good. But underneath that mask, there's usually a whole storm going on inside that nobody ever asked about. So this morning I want to just take you a little deeper. You know, I want to take you much deeper. Actually, I want to talk about the different ways men fall apart. Yeah, internally, the ways they try to keep themselves together while something inside is quietly shutting down. And I want to talk about how to start, some real conversations with men who's broken, but does absolutely everything he can do to make sure you never notice it. Because some men don't um, deny their pain. They don't deny their pain to be strong. No, they deny it because they don't know what to do if they finally just let it go. That's why they deny it. Yeah. So I want to talk about that silent provider. He's real quiet, introverted. You know, let's talk about starting with one of the biggest um, silent break points that most or some men experience. That that provider collapse. Yeah, that's when the man has been carrying the world on his shoulders. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Carrying the world on his shoulders, carrying the world on his back for so long that even just taking a deep breath, exhale and inhale, it almost feel like a privilege to him. You know what I mean? He's handling the bills, responsibilities, the kids, the relationships, maybe even family drama. That isn't really even his, but he keeps going. He keeps grinding. He keeps pushing like he's made of steel because in his mind, slowing down isn't allowed. He'll crack jokes during the day, you know what I mean? He'll smile around friends and stuff like that, but people don't see is when he gets home or he just sits in the car 20, 30 minutes just staring, you know what I mean? Just sitting there looking at the steering wheel, trying to mentally prepare himself to walk in the house, you know what I mean, and pretend everything is okay. And he will pretend because he doesn't want anyone to worry. He doesn't want to feel like a burden, and he definitely don't want to admit that the weight he's carrying has finally become too heavy for him. Yeah, he don't want to show that type of weakness. Some men are built like that and have been going on for a long time. Something in their head tells them don't show weakness. You know what I mean? Yeah, but inside, that man is breaking. That man is breaking quietly, privately. And if nobody acts, he'll keep breaking until the silence become normal. You know that dude that always saying things like, I'm good. Yeah, that I'm good man who isn't really good. Then you have you know, the one that uses words of armor. Those are words of armor. I'm good. You know, that's the man who could be losing his confidence, dealing with depression, struggling financially, or feeling completely alone. And yet, he'll tell you he's fine. I'm good. Yeah. So before you even finish asking the question, you might look at him and think he's strong. You might think he's unbothered. He good dude. He's strong. He got this. But if you really pay attention, you'll notice his voice ain't as strong as it used to be. Yeah, his laugh is a little softer. You know what I mean? His energy is quieter. He avoids certain topics. He keeps conversations surface level. You know what I mean? To the point where nobody can really, you know, tell or accidentally, step on a part of his soul. You know what I mean? That's truly hurting. Some men don't hide because they're cold. They hide because they're scared. Yeah. They're scared that if they open their mouth, they might fall apart and never recover. So they laugh. Yeah. They'll joke. They keep everything light. Yep. Pay attention. They feel like they're being crushed by something they can't even explain. These are some things you have to know and understand. Even to the men that have men family members and friends and stuff like that, you need to, tap in with them. To the women who love them, tap in with them. Another way a man break is when they run from themselves. That's the running man from the mirror. Yeah. Sometimes something has happened. Maybe it's a mistake they made, a failure they experienced, or you know something bad or whatever. You know what I mean? A version of themselves they never expected to become. And looking in the mirror makes them uncomfortable, so they avoid that mirror altogether. They put their energy into working non-stop or partying, chasing a lot of women, chasing money heavily, or hitting the gym twice a day. Not because they motivated, but because they're trying to drown the sound of their own thoughts. You have to know this. That's why I'm going a little deeper into it, because the first episode, I didn't go that deep. But a man who's running from himself will distract himself with anything that keeps him from sitting still. Because when he sits still, when the world gets quiet, when there's no noise, yeah, that's when the truth comes back. And that truth really hurts. It reminds him of what he lost, what he broke, or who he disappointed. So he keeps moving, hoping the motion will cover the pain, but it never does. It just delays the moment he eventually has to face himself. That's a fact. Now, what about the competition? You know what I mean? The competition break. It's another break for some men. That's why I keep saying to you, men break differently. And a lot of women don't even understand how that break is, but the men know what I'm talking about. Some of these men know what I'm talking about. Another silent break many men experience is the competition break, the feeling that they're behind in life. Because most men are naturally competitive, naturally, okay? Feeling like they're behind in life. They look around and they see everyone succeeding, their friends. Their friends may have homes and things like that, or really, really good jobs and stable relationships. You know, guys online traveling, driving, building. They're just winning. You know what I mean? And even if a man is doing okay, comparison can make him feel like he's a failure, like he's failing. Some may start questioning their worth, his decisions, his past, his path. He starts feeling like he wasted time, like everybody else got something and he didn't. And even when he smiles, that smiles hides the anxiety of feeling behind. That breaks a man in ways that are hard to explain because it's not just about success. Don't get me wrong. It's about identity. It's about feeling like he should be more by now. He should be further by now. He should be at a certain point by now. And the pressure doesn't show up in tears. Nah, it shows up in frustration, irritation, overworking, or just going silent. Jay-Z had put in one of his songs something about, I can't see it coming down my eyes, so I gotta let the song cry. Some brothers may put it in a sense of, I can't see it coming down my eyes, so I'm going to make my pop pop cry. Some men break through betrayal, that loyalty wound. You know what I mean? Not just in relationships, but in friendships, in family, business. A man who's been loyal to people who switched up on him carries a different type of wound. He becomes a little guarded. Yeah. Oh yeah. He careful, sometimes even cold. Not because he doesn't care, but because caring becomes a little dangerous for him. Because that's that wound that's still there from being loyal and who got burned on many different situations. So once a man's trust is broken, especially by someone he really believed in, he doesn't open up easily. He doesn't share easily. He watches everything. He listens to tone, keen in on tone, more than just the words. He pays attention to actions more than promises. Yeah. And even when he's laughing around people, he's studying them quietly because his Heart remembers the pain of letting the wrong person in. And that's a fact. So he makes sure that he study that tone, study that energy, not looking at them promises. He's looking at all that stuff that, most people don't even think that he's seeing or watching. That strong friend breakdown. That strong friend breakdown. The man everybody calls, him when they're going through all types of stuff. They're going through something, but nobody checks in on him. He's the fixer, he's the advisor, the one who holds other people's lives together while his own life is falling, straight falling apart. He gives and gives and gives until one day he wakes up and feels completely empty. Yeah. Strong friends that's around you, that that's been there for you for years, they break too. They just break in silence because they don't know how to ask for help. And the sad part is this: when they finally start pulling back, people take it personal instead of checking on them. Yeah, people will take it personal instead of checking on them for real, for real. What about the person that dreams, that one dude who dream? Some men break when they realize the dream that they carry since childhood isn't going to happen. So they basically is a dream funeral they having. You feel me? Whether it's sports, whether it's music, business, a career path, losing a dream feels like losing a piece of yourself. And a lot of men that's, you know, they kind of mourn. A lot of men mourn quietly. You'll see it in their eyes. You'll hear it in their voice. You'll feel it even in their energy. Real talk. They're grieving a vision, man. They're grieving a vision of themselves that'll never get to be. Think about that. Yeah, think about that. Something they wanted to become years ago. And now that fire have burned out. The emotional neglect break. And finally, the men break when they pour love. You know what I mean? When they pour love, effort, and consistency into other people who don't reciprocate. When a man keeps showing up for people who don't show up for him, sometimes inside him shuts off. Something sometimes in him shuts completely off like circuit breakers. He becomes numb, detached. He stops arguing, not because it's okay, but because he's tired of hoping people will treat him the way he treats them. That's a fact. So, I'm going to give you a few tips basically on how to talk to a man who's broken, but really hiding it. Now, let's talk about what's important. How to start a real conversation with a brother who's broken, with a man who's broken, with a cousin, with a friend, with a husband, with a child who's broken, but doing everything in his power to hide it. Now, You can't approach him aggressively. You can't corner him. You can't make him feel like he's being interrogated. Men who are hurting are already defensive. They've already built walls. Keep that in mind. You have to come with this calm energy, this patience and space. For one, start neutral. You know what I mean? Start out in neutral. Like a car got the little stick shift and everything. Start neutral. Start with something like, and it got to be simple. Like, hey, you've been kind of quiet, bro. You know, everything good? Everything all right? Just checking on you, man. You've been kind of quiet lately. Just checking on you. That's all. This tells him you notice without making him feel judged. Yeah. Notice you letting him know you showing him that you observing him a little something. You know what I mean? And that means a lot. Got to give him permission to be human. That's two. Say something like, if you need to talk, if you need to talk, I'm here. You don't got to hold everything alone. You know what I mean? That opens the door right there without forcing him, without forcing him to, like, to speak on certain things. You know what I mean? You're giving him that little room. All right. Number three, share something about yourself. Share something about you first. That'll help. Broken men respond better when you show your own vulnerability. Something like, yo, the past few weeks, man, it's been heavy on me, bro. Real talk. It's been heavy on me too. It makes the conversation feel balanced. You know what I mean? When you can share something with someone that is broken. Because everybody's human, everybody's gone through stuff. You've gone through stuff too. You can share something with him that you've gotten through where you know you were broken at. Four, observe, don't accuse. Observe, don't accuse. Instead of, why you acting different? Instead of saying that, say, I notice your energy been low. You know what I mean? I notice your energy been kind of low lately, and I'm just, observing you. Because observations create safety. Accusations creates defense right away. Number five, don't try to fix him immediately. Don't try to fix him right away. Just listen, man. Just listen. Let him talk. Let him breathe. Men shut down when they feel like they're being corrected instead of understood. Yeah, they break down. Some men don't really, really want advice. They really want you to listen. That's a very important key point right there. A lot of men be on the edge. They want you to listen. Number six, ask one deep question and be quiet. Try this. What's been weighing on you, bro? What's been weighing on you lately? Then let the silence do all the work. Men talk slower when the environment feels safe. Yeah. Number seven, keep his dignity intact. If he opens up, don't ever throw it back in his face. especially to the ladies, don't ever throw that back in his face later. A man will never open up to the same person twice if his vulnerability is used against them once. Real talk. So, family, I just want to say men break differently. And this is a fact. We're not the same, men and women. Definitely not the same. So, men do break differently. But the break for real, they break hard. They break quietly. They break slowly. And most people never know until it's too late. If we want healthier relationships, healthier households, healthier communities, we got to start recognizing the signs before the man hits his breaking point. Yeah, we got to recognize the signs. And most people don't recognize the signs. Sometimes all a man needs is one person who notice he's hurting. And he doesn't make him feel weak for feeling that way. That one person. Don't make him feel weak for feeling the way he feeling broken. So just remember, once again, men break differently. I appreciate you guys listening. If you can go over to David Adams podcast on YouTube right now, I appreciate you can go over there and just press subscribe. It means a lot. Our subscriptions are getting up there, and I appreciate you guys starting out from the beginning. Those who have, you know who you are. Just press subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of different content, a lot of different episodes on certain things, and I want you to be a part of it, man. Over on Facebook, go under David Adams and press follow. I appreciate that. If you have any scenario or perspective of your own on this topic, do me the favor and go into the comment board and just put it on there. Let's discuss it. I'll engage with you. I'll go back and forth with you. If you want to do it now, you can while I'm live. Okay. If you got a question, go ahead and put that question on the comment board. I don't mind discussing whatever you want to discuss. But I just wanted to make sure I give you those tips for those who may not be thinking of that strong person who may have changed a little bit. Sometimes you got to check on the strong people. That's a fact. Thank you for chiming in, man. Peace and blessings to Elu, over there on YouTube. Much love. Once again, say what you need to say on the comment board. Let's discuss it, and I'll get what you're saying on the next episode. You have been dapped.